it's Bunny, and today I'm going to be doing a kind of ghostly paranormal vlog for you guys. So I just wanted to let everybody know who likes my paranormal videos that we have a new member in the paranormal community here on YouTube, and that is TinyT5. She put up a vlog today. It's her very first paranormal vlog, so I encourage you guys to check it out. I know that she seemed a little weary to put this out there, you know, for fear of people unsubscribing because they think she's crazy or like into the black arts or something like that. But it's definitely important that we welcome her here and encourage her and others to share their paranormal experiences here on YouTube. I think it's all too often that people are written off as crazy, or they're being made fun of or being discredited because they have paranormal experiences, and that is just ludicrous to me. There's nothing evil or satanic about it. You know, you're just communicating with dead humans. And sometimes, you know, as in Tiny T's case, it's uninvited. It's something that just happens to you, and often it leaves the person feeling victimized. So, you know, it's the same thing as any other victimization that goes on in the world today. Also, Court Leaks did a small paranormal update the other day, and also Beauty Creep has told me that she is going to post a new paranormal vlog. So I'm hoping all those guys, including Tiny T, and now my TV just came on. One second. Well, alright then. Where was I? So I'm really gonna encourage those guys right now to hopefully post their paranormal videos as a video response to this video. So anybody who's interested in the paranormal can, hopefully we can all like link together and keep the paranormal community alive. So I know I haven't done a paranormal vlog or a paranormal update or any kind of ghost story for you guys in about a month, and that's because really I haven't had any paranormal activity going on around me or around my house, and I've kind of come to a couple conclusions about that. I've had a couple small things going on, but ever since, you know, everything went on last month, I even hate to bring it up, ever since that happened, I kind of have almost separated myself from the paranormal stuff just a little bit. I mean, not permanently, of course, I would never do that, but just a little bit to kind of put a distance at that, because I felt that that was the only way that I could kind of, you know, grieve and move on, and I felt like that was the healthy thing to do. Now, I have had a couple interesting incidents since that happened. One thing happened at my studio, and if you were on my blog TV sometime last week, I shared this with you guys. I don't really have an explanation for this, don't know what's up, but my studio space, there's kind of a wooded pathway to walk to the front door, and I was there by myself. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was just crazy. I was just running up there to get some paint because I was working on a project at home, and there's like a little side gate and then the front door, and it was like this smell of men's cologne like permeated up behind me. It's like somebody was standing behind me, and it was like the smell of men's cologne, and I was like, well, this is alarming, you know. So I looked in this little side gate area thing that we have, and there was nobody out there. I walked around to the back of the building, there was nobody out there. There's like the whole parking lot was vacant, so you could see that there was nobody else in this parking lot. It's just me there, and there's a smell of men's cologne. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. So then I go back to, you know, proceed and begin to unlock the front door, and the smell of cologne was like right there again. And I was like, okay, this is just crazy. So I don't really know what that was about. That was middle of July. That's when that happened. I've had a couple little instances of like noises. You know, I always say the door jiggler in my house. Like I've had a couple instances where it's like my bedroom door handle is like jiggling, but you know, that's not even really a big deal to me anymore, so I don't really count that as a paranormal experience so much anymore. Also, I just want to kind of tell y'all, I haven't really been investigating in the past month or so, and I had a really strange experience last week, and I guess that's kind of the culmination of my paranormal experiences for the month of July. As everybody knows, the economy is in a really, really bad state right now. And me and my best friend from college, Christina, y'all have seen her in a couple of my vlogs, like making ecto coolers and what such. She and I, we have this graveyard. It's pretty close to her house. It's literally like basically in her backyard. And all the time we used to, especially when we were in college together, we used to always take walks through the graveyard. Why? We're spooky kids. I don't know. So we would always just walk around this graveyard. It's always been pretty peaceful. It's right next to the bayou here in Houston. It's just a really cool place to hang out. It was Monday. We were hanging out this Monday that just happened. And we were walking around in this graveyard, and I've never had a bad experience in this graveyard before in my life. In all the bajillions of times we've walked around in this graveyard. It's always just been kind of, you know, not really positive or negative. I just never really got a vibe from this place, you know, other than like we would just walk around and talk. So as I said, we all know the economy is in a really bad state, right? And why I haven't really been going ghost hunting is because a lot of the communications I do, I like to try and communicate with spirits in the graveyard, but all of the bronze in graveyards lately, I don't know if this is just in Texas or if it's happening other places in the country too, and this is so disgusting. All of the urns that have bronze in them are being ripped off and stolen, and it was literally, I'm not exaggerating, 90% of all of the urns that had bronze in them at this graveyard have been cut off and stolen. And like you can tell that they've like crudely been cut from the base, that like the headstone, because the metal is like, you know, ripped up or curled up slightly. It's kind of a confusing situation. The graveyard, of course, has gates that close, so I don't know if they're somehow opening the gates and driving through and doing this in a car. You can also walk up from the bayou, but I can't, they'd still have to have some vehicle because, I mean, so many urns were stolen. I can't see that somebody is like walking away with urns every night. And so when we were there on Monday, it was a horrible feeling of unrest, and like I said, I've never gotten an uncomfortable feeling in this graveyard before in my life, but it definitely felt disturbed, like we shouldn't be there. The other really weird thing is, once again, I've been here numerous times, and I have never noticed this. Okay, this graveyard is allotted by different chapels. They have like the Chapel of the Angels. They have, you know, just several other chapels like that. Some of them are actual chapels where visitors can come and pray, you know, just moments of silent worship, things of that nature. And then the other chapels are just outdoor areas with benches or statues or something like that. I have never noticed this chapel in my entire life, but it was the worst feeling ever. There was this little chapel that I've never noticed before in my life, and it was so eerie. It gave me the worst feeling in the world. I'm not psychic whatsoever, but it was almost like I was getting these flashes or pictures, like, not that I was seeing them like I'm delusional or something, but it was like I would have these like flashes of images in my head. So this little chapel area was dedicated to children, but this was so creepy. They had these statues of like children who would be between the ages of like 6 to 9 years old. One was a little girl who was a ballet dancer. One was like a little boy playing baseball. The other one was like a kid who had like a textbook, like he was at school or something like that. So there, and then one was missing. One statue was missing. There were supposed to be 4 statues. So I don't know if it's been stolen, but that's really messed up. They're of course made of bronze. It was terrible. It was terrible. Seriously. And all I was getting the entire time that I was there was literally these images of like grieving mothers. It was so weird. It's like I saw people crying. Me and my friend, we went home that night, and I didn't know this until I talked to her again the next day, but I knew I went home on Monday night and I was so depressed. So depressed. Could not shake that terrible feeling. It was not good. And then I come to find out the next day that she also got horribly, morbidly depressed. And I was like, okay, we can't go out there for like an untold amount of time just because A, I don't feel like it's safe with all the vandalisms, and B, I just feel like we have run into something that is not good. Okay, so fast forward to Thursday, this past Thursday, me and my friend, we were supposed to go to Austin. We were just gonna hang out, and I had this horrible feeling, like just the whole week, these images of these grieving mothers, like, were just stuck in my head. And I was like, okay, I really feel like something is telling me to not go to Austin. But I called her and I was like, hey, let's hang out in town because I'm having a really horrible feeling. I don't think we should be going. I don't think we should be on the road. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we ended up hanging out on Thursday anyway. And lo and behold, nothing wrong with my car. And then all of a sudden, right as I was almost at her house, the check engine light came on, and like these two other lights started flashing in my car, and it was like something with a traction, and I was like, okay, this is really, really, really bizarre, because it's like the entire time I felt like these images were telling me it was something about my car, like I felt we shouldn't be on the road because there was something wrong with my car. And I was like, and lo and behold, here it is, Thursday. At the time, we would have been on the road going to Austin, and like, here it is, my car is like flashing with all these like weird warning check engine abnormalities. So I'll just leave this question open and pose to you guys out there in the paranormal community here on YouTube. Do you guys ever feel like you have had an experience where you're being warned by a spirit, you're being warned by some force to not do something? Like I said, I'm not psychic. I don't get premonitions like that. But sometimes I do wonder if it isn't like spirits that I have come in contact with, like if they're not attempting to assist me in some kind of way. A lot of times I wonder if it isn't my grandpa. He passed in last December. We were really, really close. So, you know, I don't feel like he's here on this plane. I've tried a few times to communicate with him and never gotten any results that I believe to be him. And he definitely died with no unfinished business. But you know, sometimes I wonder if he isn't, you know, like my guardian angel, or for warning me of things. I don't know. So if any of y'all have ever had that experience, comment down below or feel free to video response. I literally read every private message I get, every message I get, I read, every comment I get, I read. I don't always respond to them because some of them aren't posed to me as questions. But definitely, if you want to just share your experience with me, that's okay. I promise you I'm reading it. If you have a question, you can personal message it to me and I will respond to you as soon as I get the chance to. But that is what my channel is about, or at least part of it is about, a safe haven for you guys to tell me your paranormal experiences or get them out there with other people. There's just no reason to like feel ashamed or hide them or feel like you're strange. Who cares if other people think you're strange? You know, so definitely, if you need help, don't hesitate to personal message me. I don't know everything, but I do know some things, and I've certainly had an array of paranormal experiences, and I will definitely try and help you the best way that I can. So, as usual, please take a moment to subscribe. You can comment down below, share your experience with me, video response if you want to. You can also like me on Facebook if you want. There I am, facebook.com/graveyardgirl. Or if you want, you can follow me on Twitter. My name there is Pretty Vacant. I'll put it right down here. And I'm on Twitter all the time. So, yeah, that's just about it. And I will see you guys later. Bye.